Hey everyone, it's me, Dr. Goins, at year 2 of microschooling. I promised myself at the beginning of the summer that I was going to do a better job of documenting this journey of being a microschool owner. And year 2 isn't just, reuse and recycle, it's reinvent and redesign. I have at my center 16, and last year I actually had 13, so we grew. So I have 16 at the center. I have three preschoolers at my family day home, and I have 3 students online. So total, I am serving 22 kids this year. But with that in mind, I actually have, and I have 6 younger learners this year, and last year I had mostly older learners, and this year I have a mix of both, which is beautiful. So that's how I needed to redefine our space. I also took an account of how we used our space and what was functional, and so let me go ahead and take you a tour. This right here is the area where if visitors come, they can go ahead and put their stuff away, or if our kids come to the program and they have extra materials that they can't fit in their locker, they can put on the rack. We do not like wearing shoes in here, so we actually use our shoe racks pretty regularly to put our shoes away. When you walk in, we actually have our games and this used to be in front of our kitchen area, but we have our banquet table over here with our games. And because we'll be offering a lot more services this year, and in year 2, we just, are more able to invite visitors to the center. So we're gonna walk here. This is our community meeting area. We actually added a couch. There's kind of our community meeting corner. Again, this is more functional because this is kind of the entranceway. Before we only had this L-shaped couch and not everyone could fit, and then some people, had to go sit on stools and stuff, which was fine. But now we have more of a cozier area where as a pod we could kind of meet here in the corner. We're very into play and hands-on, so we definitely still have a lot of manipulatives in the center for multiple purposes, math, literacy, or SEL. And then we have our seating areas. So if you look at this corner over here, we have designed our K2 corner. And this is where I get to be all sensory and use kind of my wheelhouse. I've had these numbers, so we do, of touch math numbers here at the end of the cubicles. The cubicles are large enough where I can sit 2 learners at a time. And we're big about teaching them about executive functioning, being prepped and ready, and organizing their own materials. And then we still have our standard calendar board, but because we only serve about 8 first to second graders, and this circle table over here is my kindergartners, and this yellow table over here is my teacher table. We, don't need that much space, so that's enough for our circle table, and then all our supports for our shelves. We also do something which I've always done. That's how I teach them how to be prepped and ready. I always assign every kid a learning bin. The red baskets are where I put individual lessons, but the learning bin is where they put their actual supplies. So my younger learners don't have anything in their learning bin because they actually have a desktop supply holder, since they literally usually pull out their stuff at their desk, and right now traveling with the learning bin isn't up their alley developmentally. We still have our Lego station over here. So we designed our Lego station over here so they still have access to the Legos. It's over here. All our Legos are organized by color. So lots and lots of Legos, lots of minifigs, and we have support text for anyone that needs ideas. And then we have a ton of stem bins if they're not with the Legos. We have our math manipulative, like early place value support shelf over here. And this, you know, it's still from last year. This is where we do a lot of our small group work, a lot of our writing stuff. So this is still from last year, and then I have to clean it out for next year. But all of these tables are, you know, kind of our community work tables on purpose. I picked tables that I can flex and move up. That way we can kind of transform our space. The older kids have the flex tables so that they can flex their learning environment to whatever they need the space to look like. So you can imagine if we, you know, fold these tables up, it can be more of an open floor plan, or it can be walls to section out different areas of work. Super exciting, but we made enough space so that we have the lockers in the background, and we have a dining area for 20 in the back. We wanted it to make sure that it was close to where we do a lot of our cooking, which, you know, is in our little teeny tiny oven and our microwave, and we're upgrading our fridge as well, and that is going to be delivered soon. Over here in the corner, we still have our bathrooms and our PE supplies, and then we have our lockers for our personal belongings, and then we have our beautiful 12 by 12 wrestling mat where we do a lot of community circle time. We still have our touch board strategically there, so we can do more community digital learning. We're super excited. We got a Chromebook cart, and because the charging cords were getting crazy. And we also inherited 2 desktops so that we can start doing more digital and graphic design as part of their Ohana choices. And of course, you know, even the older learners need some personal space, so they still have 2 cubicles if they need it. We have organized a lot of our learning materials over here on the shelves by subject area. And then we have a lot of like manipulatives and read alouds over here, just because we're smaller. So I have some empty baskets because I've yet to know what, you know, the learners are gonna favor. And so we definitely wanna listen and be interest-based. Those carpets and those mats over there, I mean, we get on the floor quite often, and even the color-coded mats are how we retell a lot of the stories when we're younger, and even have a very fuzzy heart mat for the words that can't be decoded. Over here we have basically 3 bins of read alouds. We are a socially motivated option, so we have a lot of social emotional learning read alouds. So we put that over there. Fictional read alouds and some nonfiction read alouds. And so that allows us, you know, to grab as we go, and, you know, we're more about watching, not watching a video, but more so reading a book. And then we have some activities that we are planning, you know, variously through the week. So we have a little organizer for that, and a little small bin of just random craft supplies, because sometimes at Ohana time, that's what they choose to do. And of course, you know, I'm really excited to teach my part system. That's behind TV. Actually, our first week of school, the whole theme is parts. And so that's why I kind of like microschooling. I can still kind of have fun and design based on the goals in the room. So that's year 2. Our start of the school year actually starts tomorrow, and so it's back to school. We don't consider ourselves a school. We're definitely a tutoring and enrichment program and a learning center, but our school year starts, and we are so excited to be in the room together. All right, talk to you later. Bye.